What's going on, everybody? If you love God, love people, and love real estate, you're in the right place. My name is Derek Forston. They call me Mr. ILF. And this beautiful lady, who are you?
I'm Shanya Shea Forston, and I'm excited to be here, co-founder of Forston Consultants and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation. And you are in for a power-packed hour of all things independent living facilities. But I must say, Derek, it has been amazing, and it always will be amazing doing business with you as we are counting down to 2026.
Sound like you breaking up with me or something.
No, we are counting
nice
down.
Doing business with you.
2025 has been amazing, but we're counting down to 2026.
Y'all been married for a long time, but she just scared me right then. Y'all live on TV. She talking about nice doing business. Put a number 2 in the chat, and Shay just scared y'all too, especially if y'all really know me. Some of y'all new to me, but for my people that really know me, put a number 2 in the chat, and Shay just scared y'all. Shay said, Derek, it was nice. She didn't even say babe.
Derek?
She said, Derek, it was nice doing business with you. Anyway, if you're new to us, don't worry about it. I don't think we breaking up.
We are
Shay
not.
and I got married July 7th, just for context, 2012. And we've been at it a minute, and we love God, we love people, and we love real estate. And we crazy about each other. In fact, we got another YouTube channel called Married to the Mission, showing how we work together and don't kill each other. How do we build legacy and love and all of that in community and pour out to the world this gift that God gave us? So most of y'all are here because, again, you just like me and my family. Y'all love God, y'all love people, and y'all love real estate. Tell me I'm wrong about that.
Jermaine said, no, Shay, we ain't doing that. No,
right, Jermaine?
I'm not going nowhere.
Big bro, did she scare you too, or was it just me?
He knows I love
Miss
him.
Karen, did she scare you, or was it just me, Ebony?
That's my baby. I'm not going nowhere, guys.
Y'all might be new to us, so let me not waste a lot of time. Go ahead and put in the chat, first of all, where you guys are located. And if you're new to us or not, man, my Facebook page has been going crazy with the followers, and I don't know what's happening other than God just being good, but so many people are finding us. Now, I guess the light bulb is coming on. And between our free Facebook group, the ILF Academy, and my personal page at Derek Forston, like, it's been blowing up. So I want to, first of all, just say thank y'all so much for entrusting us with the vision that God gave y'all.
And welcome to our family.
And welcome to this side of
welcome to
life.
our family.
Right. So put in the chat, Ebony's from Georgia. Miss T, that's T.I. family member. T is from Baltimore.
So we got talking about T. We got to bring her
from
back.
Georgia. Yep, sure do.
We got to bring T back.
Karen, what's part of North Carolina? And the Battle family, what part of Georgia? Shay and I also own property in Warner Robins, and we love Macon, Georgia, Valdosta. We don't kind of dabble too much in Atlanta unless it's land.
Jacksonville
in Atlanta, but if it's land,
Jacksonville, there's something.
That person's been around for a minute.
Yeah, Jacksonville.
Big shout out to Tiana. She's been hanging around, so I appreciate her being here. And I think she came to the event, but she's been super consistent. She's just like that old furniture that we talk about now, like our old people that just come around all the time. Tiana's a part of that crew.
We're not gonna call
and that's a compliment, actually, sis. So don't take that the wrong way. Like Jermaine, he's that old furniture. Yeah, Katara and Tiffany and Tia. But anyway, if you new to us, watch this. I am simply now your new big brother. I used to be a social worker begging God to change my life, and God allowed me to see a lady, y'all, making 41 grand a month, housing people in rats and roaches. I used to take 2 hours to tell this story. I broke it down to 6. Tonight, I'm going to do it in 60 seconds. Shay going to be shocked. In 60 seconds, watch me tell you a story that usually take me 2 hours. I was a social worker begging God to change my life, just like most of y'all. God messed around and showed me a lady that was making $41,000 a month. And y'all, when I found out she was doing in rats and roaches, I simply said, why not me? I literally saw a lady, and most of y'all weren't going to believe me, so I took pictures of it. I'm going to show you tonight. But I literally took pictures of it, and today, my wife and I go all over the world showing people how to do it the right way, which is what we now call the Forston Consultant way. But Shay and I also trademarked independent living facility. So I'm no genius. I'm no preacher. I'm no bishop. I don't got a bunch of degrees. I just simply had a big heart for God, people, and I love real estate. And God showed me my dream through a lady that was doing it the wrong way. So one more time, probably as I still got 20 seconds left.
No, you don't.
God showed me a lady that was making 41 grand a month, housing people in roaches and rats. And I just said, why not me? And then when I got it and went through the bumps and the bruises and the lawsuits and the mistakes, I said, you know what? I'm gonna go all over the world and teach this to people so it can change their life like it did me. I did that probably in 60 seconds.
It was close.
Now, Shay ain't gonna never give me credit.
It
but
was
can
close.
3 of y'all in the chat say, now, especially if you know me and you know my 2-hour story, can one of y'all, Terrence McGriff, you know me. Jermaine, you know me.
It was close. I'll give you
Karen, you watched my webinar today. Sound like Karen, you know I got a big mouth. And now, Karen, welcome, because I'm your new big brother. And I often tell people, especially for the ladies, it's safe because y'all hate to tell y'all age. So no matter how old you are, I'm still the big brother. And watch this, back to the story, because I was still be talking. No, I'm done. That's been done. I'm introducing you. And when I got it, Shay had a, see y'all, she'll never give me credit. Anyway, Shay had a great job, y'all. I was the guy that was praying to make the kind of money Shay was actually making. Shay had a great job. Corporate America, led hospitals, all kind of projects, blase squage. But when God started blessing this thing, I said, I need some help. And literally, y'all, Shay was my help meet. And watch this, y'all. I'm no preacher, but I'm going to say a lot of things that you're going to tell that we're God-led people. Raise your hand and put a number 5 in the chat, or raise your hand and put that hand emoji if you guys are also like God-led people. I'm no pastor. I ain't no preacher, but boy, do we love God. We love real estate and we love helping people.
Yeah.
And not only the homeless and the needy, but also y'all who were just like me years ago, struggling to feed your family. And I found this thing that, lucky for y'all, I went through all the mistakes already. Shay does this as a nonprofit. Shay, bless the people, pretend they just got here. Tell them who you are, what you do, and why you decided to go nonprofit. Then we're going to tell you why you came here tonight. Because the topic is, how do we get paid? These people homeless. How do we make that work? Shay, on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Shay, honey pie, take as long as you want.
No. Because I want you to dive into this.
You cut me down, but y'all, watch how sweet I am to Shay if you new to me.
But see, Jermaine said,
as long as you want to tell the people why you went 501c3 and I just stayed on the for-profit side.
You see what Jermaine said? Jermaine said, I can't lie, big bro. You go over your minutes every time. So see, I'm not the only one.
You can't say that I didn't do that in 60 seconds just then.
Anywho, I'm Shanya Shea Forston, founder of the Angela Denise Foundation 501c3 nonprofit organization. For those of you that joined us on Saturday and those that took advantage of that huge discount that we provided for you for the Know Before You Go nonprofit course, congratulations. I hope you are enjoying it. And thank you, because that was a donation that was placed towards the Angela Denise Foundation's Christmas giving campaign. 501c3, why did I choose that route? Because Derek already had a for-profit, right? And I saw the tax advantage for our collaborative efforts, right? I could configure or create grants that Derek or Forston Consultants or Second Chance Housing could take part in and be able to alleviate some of that taxable income from our entities. So again, that was one of the reasons, but also to be able to assist. The main reason was really to go further than just the ILF model. It was doing things like our Thanksgiving meal giveaway. Like what's going to be coming up pretty soon is our Christmas giveaway. Different things like that, being able to help people in need and supply things to individuals that need it most. So that's the reason why I went 501c3. It's been an amazing journey. I can't lie and say that. It's a marathon, like I tell anybody. Having a 501c3 is not something that you get up operational, running, and really financially set by itself for the first year or 2 years. But we've had the blessing of being able to have that happen for us because of the ILF model. The ILF model has always been a consistent revenue stream for our 501c3. So when people are looking at our 990s, which is our tax documentation at the end of the year, they can see that the Angela Denise Foundation has a steady stream of income outside of grants and donations. So that's one of the reasons why you want to make sure that your nonprofit has a portion or a program that brings an increase or income into the nonprofit. So that's what I did with the ILF model. So that helps to balance the scales, right? It helps us to be more grant ready, because people see that we have an ability or we have some form of finances that helps us to still continue our mission, even if we didn't go to grant or we didn't even get a donation. So that's a little bit about the Angela Denise Foundation. And I know I did not take 60 seconds.
Honey, you can take as long as you like. This is your show. Ladies and gentlemen, so as you
So that's
heard,
how it
I
is.
am on the for-profit side. Shay does this on the nonprofit
Correct.
side. But put in the chat one more time. I see a lot of more people just joined. Type in the chat new if you're like really new to us. Like you just discovered me yesterday, like Karen, right? Anybody that's just like really new to us and you literally just found us in like the last few days. And then also put in the chat, where are you located? I want to know city and state.
Yeah.
Because Shay and I are in Orlando. We get that question. All right, well, Derek, where are you guys at? We're in Orlando, Florida. But our coaching, we operate actually in 40 states. So that's the reason why when I love to ask you guys where you're at. So Jennifer, my assistant, is in here. Jennifer, I haven't given it to you all yet, but I want you guys to create a map. Well, not a map, excuse me.
Yeah.
I want you guys, a map. Show the 50 states, but I want to show people the 10 states where we are not.
Yeah.
Right. So I guarantee you nobody can name a state right now that we're not in. So go ahead in the chat. We're in Georgia, but welcome Miss the Lewis family. We're in Cincinnati. In fact, I got a call with a big bro of mine tomorrow, Neil, in Cincinnati. That's Carrie.
Yep.
Cleveland, Ohio. We love that area, man. You guys got some nice multifamily and really affordable housing compared to us here in Florida.
Yeah.
So I see a few of you all. So I appreciate that. So very briefly, right? You guys just heard the model. We run independent living facilities, which is a model that doesn't require a license and you don't have to own the property. So these are not group homes or IDDs. No license required, no $30,000 sprinkler system, and you don't even have to own the property. That right there should send most of y'all shouting through your living room. Because even me as the social worker, y'all, I was a social worker for 9 years. And I even thought you had to have a license until God showed me that lady that was making $41,000 a month. And she showed it to me in her phone, y'all.
Yeah.
Not what she told me, y'all, she showed me. She said, Derek, I'll never teach you how to do this, but look at what I make doing it. But anyway, so this model is a lot different from what most of y'all thought was the requirement. The only requirement for this is a big heart for people, a love for God, some patience. And if you love real estate, that's the icing on the cake. Now, I'm going to pretend most of y'all been around us a long time, because if you're new to me, I'm skipping a lot of stuff. But today's topic says, and I want to kind of stick to it, how do we get paid? And I'm actually let Shay lead it off. But how do we get paid if we're so-called housing homeless people? Shay, as you know, out of all the questions that come in from every genre of social media we're on in our community groups, out of the top 10 questions, this is probably number 6. Because there's a lot coming before that. But Derek, how you guys get paid? How y'all quitting y'all job to do this?
Yeah.
In fact, put a number 7 in the chat. If you've always, Derek, how are you guys getting paid? What is the method, the route, if these people are homeless?
So
is it from the government? Is it private pay?
Right.
And I'm gonna let Shay kind of actually.
But that actually was a question. You said something like, how are we leaving our jobs to do this full time? Somebody actually put that in our ILF, in the ILF Academy on Facebook the other day. And so many people, Derek, that we don't even coach. They're just in our communities. They lit that comment up, and they were talking about, I left my job a year ago. I left my, I left my job a couple of months ago, and they're seeing that they're able to sustain their regular income by doing this model. But the one thing, and that was honestly my first question to Derek when he started this. And I was like, how are you going to house homeless people or those that are displaced when they really don't have an income? And I was dumbfounded when he told me that they do have an income. And I'm like, well, why are they homeless? Not understanding. But the fun thing about the amazing thing about the United States of America is that there's opportunity, and there's opportunity for people to get some form of income, and there's a lot of assistance, but a lot of people don't take the time to research it and figure it out on what is available in your city, what is available in your state, what is available in your county, what organizations, what other nonprofit organizations have funding set aside just to house the displaced and the homeless. And a lot of people don't realize that. So I'm going to go from that standpoint, right? And then I'll let you go the other route, your normal route. Okay. So for me, I'm 501c3. So how do I get paid? Literally Friday night. I spoke about it on Saturday at about 11 p.m. at night. I get a notification, $5,000 donation comes in from a private donor. So those are some of the ways that I can offset some of the rental income for my residents, because I can get access to grants or donations. The other thing for me is community funded programs. Today, we rode to your old workplace and I picked up not one, but 2 checks. So that's because I'm housing a resident.
And Shay would glaze over a point really fast. I wanted to slow that
Right.
part down just for a second, guys. I was a social worker for 9 years.
Yeah.
We now go back to the place I worked at.
Yeah, I went to Derek's old job.
And we pick up checks what used to take me 2 weeks to make working there.
Mm-hmm.
How cool is that? I call that the goodness of God. Did you guys catch that? Now, what she also didn't say that the older social worker, or excuse me, case manager that was over this particular case, she actually used to bring the checks to Shay.
Yeah,
this thing's like,
I was a little spoiled.
When you coming to get these checks? No problem.
I'm on my way.
Put a number 3 in the chat if you don't mind getting in your car to go pick up a check versus working a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah, and that was
Shay,
and I'll be honest, that was 2 checks for the amount of $800. Right? I'll drive for food, y'all.
8. So don't get that twisted either.
I'll drive. I will drive for food. No, but but that organization has been very amazing to work with. Matter of fact, they turn over a lot of case managers and social workers. So we're consistently in their face. We go in their presence a lot to just reintroduce ourselves and let them know who we are, what we do, because they do come. It's a teaching facility as well. So you see a lot of new students coming through as well. So we try to be there as regular as possible so that they can see us, get to know us, know what we do, and how we do it. But again, that organization, I went and picked up 2 checks today. So that's another form of income for the ILF model. And that's community funded programs. That is a hospital program. So this is not just a community funded program. This is a hospital grant program where the hospital has a specific grant that they've written for, and their goal is to obtain SSI or SSDI for their case management clients. But on that journey, there are things that the client or the patient in this matter has to meet. There are criteria that patient has to meet. They have to have stable housing. They have to go to appointments every so often. Like, they've got to make the appointments. If they miss any appointments, they are opting themselves out of that program. So my goal,
guess who don't mind providing the transportation to make sure that person makes it?
Yeah.
I ain't pointing fingers.
Yeah. So prime example today, the case manager says, I have another female. The issue is transportation. And I said, well, you don't have to worry about that. If she's new to me, she's only been at this particular location for a year, but she's in this role brand new. She's only like 3 months in this role. So I never met her. Yeah. And she's just acquired my resident as a new client. So what has happened now is I've explained to her, that's not a problem for me. That's one of my goals as a 501c3 and partnering with you all, is that I have set aside funds for transportation to make sure that your client, which is now my resident, gets to and from the appointments. Because guess what? If they don't meet the appointments, I don't get paid. And if I don't house, they can fall out of their grant, right? Because they've got to meet a quota by the end of every year. So if they don't finalize and meet all those parameters of that grant, the next year that fund gets a little bit lower. So it's a win-win. But that's one of the biggest programs that I work with, and love it. Love it. So I'll be meeting with her again this week and possibly getting another resident from that program. Now,
put a number 1 in the chat if you understood what just happened here. Because if you're new to us, you're going to kind of learn to know that we kind of reiterate each other. I'm going to literally say what she just said, because in my mind, I'm thinking somebody's not catching what just happened. That client Shay is helping, guys, don't have a dime. No. See, I get the raw version of this, Miss Carrie. Carrie said, I love this. Carrie, I get the raw version because I'm also going to show you what this phone call sound like. Let me check the chat. So I said put a 1 in the chat if you did understand, right? Correct. So perfect. Mona get it. Rhonda get it. Rhonda, somebody still lost it. Like, how is Shay getting that money? First of all, Shay, are they ever writing a check to Shay Forston?
No.
See, I can go a whole bunch of ways with it. Shay, why would they not write Shay a check?
Because that's me personally, right? They don't do business without you having a business, right? You have to have an entity. They're not
so when
going
that
to write
social
you
worker
a
call you
private
and say
check.
that Shay, I'm gonna pay for it. You can't say, yeah, well, cash app it to me, or you can Zelle it.
Yeah, and every year
They can't cash app it, Shay.
no. And every year I provide them a W-9, and it can't be a sole proprietorship. It has to be either an LLC, a nonprofit, S corp, whatever. It has to be one of those entities. It can't just be a fly by night. Derek Forston is doing business as Derek Forston. Like, they're not even gonna fly with that.
So the first part of our coaching that we always tell y'all, Shay just really said it. We believe in starting a business. So if your name is Veronica Woods, not doing this, it ain't. Your name is Woods Solutions.
Yeah.
VW Enterprise. I hope that makes sense. So watch me break this down even again of what that phone call sounds like. I'm the social worker calling Shay, which is actually the Angela Denise Foundation. Brrr. Hello. Hey, Miss Shay, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Shay, you won't believe it. I got another one. She's 76 years old. Shay, she is the sweetest lady you would ever meet. But Shay, she ain't got a dime.
Okay.
But Shay, don't you worry about it, because we got this grant thing and we gonna pay for her to live with you, Shay, at your place for up to 6 months. And Shay, as long as she keep up all of her appointments while we're working on her to get this SSI or SSDI approved, or Shay, we might find her a job in McDonald's. But Shay, until that happens, don't you worry about it. You sit back and collect rent. And that's what this phone call sounds like.
But let me tell you what I'm talking to you about as the case manager. You're the case manager. You called me, right? So the first thing, I'm not only going to just ask about, the income, which you already stated before me even having to ask, is that you are a part of you have a fund. Your organization has funds available because this person has met the criteria to be in this program. The second thing I'm going to ask is when can I meet your resident? When can I have a conversation with your resident? I want to make sure that they're physically and mentally sound to get through your program.
And what Shay is also talking about is a version of what we call our assessment. So if y'all didn't know it, we're doing an ILF masterclass. I treat y'all like family in here, right? And we just kind of bounce around. Guys, the ILF masterclass is December the 10th. Where the last one that we did, which was less than 3 weeks ago, y'all, I taught for 3 hours and 52 minutes. Your job is to show up. It's complimentary. It's online.
Take notes, copious notes.
So guys, like, this class would normally cost y'all thousands of dollars. I'm going to give it to y'all.
Yeah.
So really slowly, for anybody that's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, we stream in a lot of places. So very slowly, because I talk fast and sometimes I stutter. So December the 10th, and Jennifer, if you can help me write this in the chat, December the 10th, ILF Masterclass. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern, and it's live.
Yeah.
And guys, there's no travel required because it's online. So we're going to give you a link. Also, it's all over my Facebook page. So if you ain't friends at Derek Forston on Facebook, that's the way. The ILF Academy, our free Facebook group, and that's really who I'm doing it for. It's for the ILF Academy. It's our free Facebook group. And we got some changes coming to that I'm so excited about. It's splattered in there. And then Shay is going to give you guys a text prompt to get it just right to your phone to join it. So Shay, you want to tell them about that one?
So you can text the word CITY, C-I-T-Y, to 407-326-0086 and sign up for the free masterclass. Make sure that you opt in for text messaging, because we will be sending out reminders as the time draws near for the event, so that you're aware and you don't miss it, right? We want all faces in the place. It's power-packed information where we go through the most important pieces of how to get started.
A lot of people take that masterclass and take off running, right? My desire is for you guys to get the one-on-one coaching, but by all means, if you can come to that masterclass and take off running like a lot of people do, because guys, like, it's my one-on-one coaching, what my one-on-one people get over a span of their life. We do, especially those ones that are locked into that older plan. You guys get that in a night. So for a lot of y'all, I'll admit, it's going to be like receiving information through a fire hydrant. So please take notes. But for you guys that can do what we call move at the speed of instruction, you said, Derek, I don't need you to hold my hand. I can take notes and I can listen. This is going to be something that can change your life and your family's trajectory financially,
Yeah.
and your purpose in life. So one more time, and we're going to move on. December the 10th, it's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Correct.
And we just told you plenty of ways to get it. Text the word city, the 407-326-0086. We also got that phone number scrolling below right now on our YouTube channel.
And we got a lot of people texting city.
And so if you're anywhere else to where you can only hear me, like you just podcasting it, come to the YouTube channel at Forston Consultants, Forston, because we're literally talking about how do we get paid in this independent living facility model. And most of us get it through SSI and SSDI. That's a government payment they get every month without fail, and nothing stops it.
Yeah.
Shay just gave you a route that, what if they don't have that? So we get calls all the time. I just gave it to you. Shay, I got one for you, and he ain't got no money, but Shay, we're going to take care of it.
But let me share
now,
this.
Y'all got to understand, I'm giving y'all the raunchy version, but in essence, that's what that call sounds like.
Right.
And we're going to teach you guys how to take that call, perform an assessment so that you're making a sound decision about who you're moving in. Shay, hop in. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I want to share something about that because the payment is coming to me through a program. My process does not change. And I want people to realize that, because a lot of times people see, oh, it's guaranteed income for this resident because it's coming through a program. Don't be so excited about that to where you miss the opportunity to continue your process.
They can still send you
right, because they can, exactly. So that's why the first thing I said is I want to meet with your resident, Derek, your client, Derek, because one, I want to make sure they're a good fit for the person in the house already, and two, I want to make sure that that they're ready to go through your program. Right. What I don't want to do is spend it cost me to transport these individuals back and forth from the hospital about $100 per trip. So I want to make sure that they're not going to waste either one of our time or efforts to making sure that they're, that they're set to get what they need to get done so that they can obtain the funds that they need. Right. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about, because a lot of people see a check or they see, somebody's paying for it and they let all their processes go out the window. And it's like, well, it's guaranteed money. And now you get a check for somebody. The person ruins the stability of your ILF. And now was the $800 worth it? Not really. Right. So you still want to make sure that you don't, you still go through your process. There's times that we've said no. There's times that we said, you know what, at this moment, this client will not be a good fit. And this is the reasons why. And I share that with the case manager because I'm letting them see that my vested interest is not it's not the check. It's making sure that this individual gets access to their SSI and SSDI. And that way their life can change for the better. So that's the whole purpose of this, right? So I just wanted to add that to that. Fun fact, Derek, and I wanted to share this. So this is the benefit about being a nonprofit, okay? I literally just got a text from a church, a Spanish church, from a young lady that I used to manage in the hospital. And her church is putting together Christmas gifts for my ILFs.
Nice.
She literally just sent me a video.
Cool. Very cool.
So that's pretty cool. So that's super cool. And I'll try to upload it so you all can see it because I literally just got it. Wow.
Put a number 1 in the chat if you guys are following so far and if you're enjoying the information. If you're new to us and you just got on, you didn't miss a lot. We're just simply discussing independent living facilities and how you can walk off your job by January if that's what you choose to.
Yeah.
So if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is it. I often tell people, show me something else to where you can do God's will, help community, but also make enough money to feed your family. Like That's what this is really all about. Doing God's will, combining it with real estate. That's why I think it's so genius. And that's why we also call it a ministry, because it involves God's will, his work. And not because Derek said it, but the Bible says the poor and needy, they're going to always be among me. And I think it's cool how God allowed us to use real estate to do his will. And I didn't have to be a preacher with a microphone to say I got a ministry.
Right.
Some of y'all have been called to ministry and you thought you had to pick up a microphone and preach to 1,000 people. What if I told you your ministry is already inside of you and it's through real estate? Put a number 7 in the chat if you believe that real estate could be your ministry by showing the love of God through it. not beating somebody in the head with the Bible saying, let's go to church. But you would be amazed once we start housing these people. They say, Derek, I see that y'all be going to church, man. Y'all ain't got no van that can pick us up because we want to go.
Yeah. We make it happen.
So sometimes you show the love of God through your actions. So one more time, put a number 7 in the chat if you feel like you've been called to ministry, but maybe you always thought, man, I ain't gonna be no preacher. My family used to always say back in the day, boy, that boy Derek gonna be a preacher. No, I ain't. But I still ended up with a ministry. I scream that God is almighty and he's the only thing. And combined with this thing that he told us to do, God said, when you do unto the least of thee, it's like you're doing it unto me. Boy, that's powerful. Mm-hmm. So who better to be in cahoots with than you and the man upstairs?
Right.
So me and God are in cahoots, we're in covenant, whatever you want to call it. And the real estate is the puzzle, is the piece that actually brings it all together. So I'm going to check the chat. Shay, go any direction that you wish, because we just are still talking about how do we get paid. Yeah. So Shay discussed that way that we get paid through what we call a community funded program.
Right.
I mentioned SSI and SSDI, and that's that, again, that government stipend that these clients get because either their mental health or physical health. So a lot of us serve people with major depressive disorder, bipolar disorder,
right,
schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder, anxiety disorder. I can go on and on and on. But the cool part about it, and which is also a number one rule for us, as long as our clients are medicated, meaning that medication is one of our number one rules. They must be medication compliant, because you're moving a guy that's got bipolar disorder and not on medication, he's going to destroy your place and your program. So one of our first rules is, Mr. Social Worker, do this guy take his meds?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're literally going to ask that.
Yeah.
Some of y'all just moving in people and wondering why you got a circus show.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I did the same thing in the beginning, not knowing what I was doing, and I was the Mr. Social Worker.
Yeah.
So,
but the good thing about with you were able to redirect quickly and get back to the point of being the social worker in the housing program. So like your assessment is spot on. Your knowledge of medications and the milligrams or the strength of the dosages helps a lot of the people that you coach, because now you're saying, hey, this person's on some heavy medications, or hey, this person's medication list is kind of, they got him so dosed that if you ain't careful, man, this person will pull the whole sink out the wall. And I think that is some of the things that people miss out on.
I've had clients like that.
And if you're not educated and versed in the medications and how they interact with the disorders, you can kind of limit yourself and cause yourself some grief, right? But go back to the payment processes, right? We talked about SSI, SSDI. We talked about community. We talked about the hospital, which is we group that into community programs, but there are other forms of community-based programs that I wanted to talk about. And that's like your local churches. There are local nonprofit organizations that go through the process called this CBDG, and they get these funds that are community funds that come from the federal government down to the state. And your larger organizations are usually the ones that obtain those funds. But when you partner with these organizations, and let's say they don't have a housing component, even if you are a for-profit, a for-profit entity that has ILF housing, they can write you in the grant as a partner for housing. So you don't have to just be a 501c3 or a nonprofit to partner with these organizations that get these CBDG funds or any of these government funds that are, drilled down to the state level. So just know that your best ability in this, outside of your availability, is going to be partnerships, communicating and connecting with other organizations that have the same mindset, that are working at the same thing, and that is combating homelessness. And then you want to make sure that you are showing yourself as an asset to them and not a liability. So what I mean by that is you want to show up as a business. You want to have all of your ducks in a row, meaning having liability insurance, having the right and appropriate documentation, speaking the right lingo. What people don't realize is language is a locator. And if you have the wrong conversation with the wrong person, it can really show a novice move and people will not be willing or want to do business with you. So I think it's very important that people know the language, how to present themselves.
That's why
and
December the 10th is so
Yeah.
important, because we're going over all of that. Like, I
Yep.
can't do this in a 30-minute segment here on YouTube.
It's hard because there's
but
so
we're
much to
gonna
go into. Yeah.
Hours. Like, guys, I'm telling, like, are there 5 people here that at least 5 of y'all that came to the last one just 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And I talked for 3 hours and 52 minutes. Put a number 9 in the chat if you joined us 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But one more thing I want to talk about that's actually on screen. What about the guy that's got a job at Walmart, McDonald's, Burger King, Outback Steakhouse, right? The Chinese restaurant. Like, we're not picky of where the payment comes from. What about the guy that does day labor?
Right.
So I house everything from a guy that get paid once a month. That's my typical. The guy that gets SSI or SSDI. I house a guy that's get paid every week, every 2 weeks. And let me just drop a gem right now that I go usually deeper on in that class.
Yeah.
But let me teach y'all something. Don't charge the guy that works at McDonald's monthly.
If
He
gets
get paid every
weekly.
Thursday.
Yeah.
You don't charge a guy monthly that he get it every Thursday. Because if you do, you will never get it. You charge him by the way he get paid. So my guys that live in my place, they get paid weekly, so do I. Them guys that get paid bi-weekly, so do I.
Correct.
Right? My guy that go to day labor, hey bro, bring me $40 a day, man.
Correct.
Right? So that way when it come time for that monthly, he ain't got 55 excuses of why he ain't got that money.
Right.
Because one thing about me, y'all, I'm gonna provide the best product ever, a clean, safe environment. And my job is for 30 days to give you a nice place to live.
Mm-hmm.
All I want on the first is for you to do your part, which is pay rent.
Or when payday comes, it don't have to be the first, right?
Exactly,
Right.
Jay. Can 10 of y'all put Derek? I agree with that, bro. Because most of y'all, hopefully 99% of y'all gonna offer a great place. All you want in return is for them to do their part. So I tell my guys from day one, man, this is a two-way relationship. My job is to provide a nice place to live. Your job is to pay that daggone rent.
Right.
And if you do that, it's gonna be a beautiful situation.
So hold on, Derek. I just
tell y'all put I agree with that in the chat if that makes sense to y'all.
I want you to just sit there for a second. And hover right here for a second, because I want them to know the importance of why you charge the way you charge. I know you said it, but you said it like you did a Shay. You glazed right across it, but I want you to give that extra value.
I thought I did because I said if you don't.
Somebody's in the background saying what I don't.
I'll repeat it, guys. I started from the beginning. You housing a guy right now that works at Burger King, and he get paid every Wednesday. That means he get 4 checks in a month.
Yeah.
You follow me so far? If you charge him monthly, week 1 when he get paid, he going to the mall. Week 2 when he get paid, he gonna have to pay his uncle back that he borrowed money from because he spent too much at the mall. Week 3, he gonna find the girlfriend that he just met 3 days ago, and all of a sudden she the girlfriend. Week 4,
he paying back an AmScot
he gonna do an AmScot loan that he gonna have to pay that back. Guys, ask me how I know. Yeah. I done been through this so long, y'all, and I was the social worker for 9 years, and we trademarked it. Don't be fooled by these people that don't know what they're doing, y'all. We made this thing up. And probably, guys, most important, not being funny, I just been through so much. Most of the people that's pretending to teach all this and think they the coaches, they ain't been through nothing. Guys, I've been sued multiple times. I made the Channel 8 News the wrong way. So when it comes to people that now got it running like a sewing machine, why would you want to learn it from anybody else?
Oof. You can say out your amen.
So guys, one more time, guys. Like, and I'll say this 55 times, but if you love God, love people, and love real estate, I am now your new big brother. But back to the story. We don't, guys, he gonna have 1,000 excuses of why he can't pay you. So when he get paid Wednesday, so do I. So, and like Shay said, I love to break things down. Watch this. If you charge $800 a month, you now make $200 a week. Somebody tell me in the chat if I'm right about that. If I'm charging $200 a week, that's gonna cover his rent. I'm not charging him $800 a month, because when I'm doing that assessment with you and your social worker, you say, "Oh, Derek, I don't got no SSI check. I ain't crazy, Derek. I don't get that SSDI stuff. Derek, I got a job. Derek, I work at the mall. Great. When you get paid? Every Thursday? Perfect. Sir, your rent is $200 a week. I'll see you every Friday. Does that make sense, everybody? Or am I just jumbling words?
No, it makes
the
100%
only reason why I get shake is I lost out doing that. Charging the guy monthly, he get it every Friday.
Yeah, that's
he
crazy.
Got a million excuses of why he ain't got my money. So I teach my guys from day one, hey, bro, your rent is your most responsible thing that you can do. Take care of the roof over your head, bro. Because if you fall short somewhere else, I'm a good guy. I can probably help you.
People don't even realize.
But boy, if you ain't got that rent, I have no sympathy for what you're going through.
So talk about that. Talk about what you just said. You said because if you fall short somewhere else.
Come on, man. I done gave. Why do you think I named my program Second Chance? So if you new to me and you just think I'm harsh, y'all, I'd have been through it all. I've named my program Second Chance. And most guys under me mess up 55 times in life. But by the time they meet me, this is their second chance today.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm housing people that have been through the fringes of life. I'm not housing saints all the time.
Yeah.
Right? But guys, I am so serious about my business and also running a nice environment because watch this. Why should I let Tyrone act a fool and not pay rent and break the rules when I got 6 other people living in this place?
That's good.
So under my roof, it's got to be cohesive.
Yeah.
Everybody got to pay rent. Everybody got to clean up because I'm going to buy the bleach, the dishwashing liquid, the broom, the dustpan, the mop. All that's on me. So see, no excuses of why you can't keep that place clean either.
Yeah. So look at
this. This is some good coaching.
So look, so Jermaine says, so for this month, I let everyone that got paid weekly, I let them skip a week because it's 5 weeks in this month. But do you see how that can show that just gives an extra comfort, a love to your residents when they see that, man, even though it's 5 weeks in this month, but landlord gonna give me a week off, boy. That feel good.
Everything running smooth. Right? It's like an incentive to do well.
I love that.
You know, I'll talk to Jermaine on the side about something else on that, but
it's
I absolutely love it. Like Whitney said, this makes 100% like sense. Yeah. Are you guys like me and Whitney? Like, does this make sense? Or only me, Shay, and Whitney think this makes sense? Yeah. And Tia.
It makes 100% sense.
Tia said that this makes sense. Like,
let's talk about some of the other ways that people can get paid. So we've discussed SSI, SSDI, community funded programs, the working individual.
I got another one.
Yeah, go
Every month I got probably right now, if I think real hard, let me see. I got 3 people out of all my clients that they're not responsible for their rent.
Yeah.
They got a payee. Their aunt.
Explain that.
Their dad. Their uncle pays that rent because somebody, probably a social worker in the courts, deemed Tyrone, he's straight, but he can't handle money.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And when they decide that in court or in jail, they're going to ask somebody to be what you call a payee, Payee. Right. Most times it's family. Now, I'll admit, I don't want to be the payee, but I'll tell you a story about that too, because I am a payee for one of my guys.
Sure is.
But I don't recommend it, neither really do I want to be. But back on the other side of it, I got moms and aunts and aunts and baby daddies that pay rent because the person is not responsible. They're a great tenant. They're independent, but they're not financially independent, Shay.
Right.
Jump in.
Yeah. So, and another thing is organizations. There are companies that become the payee for individuals as well. So that company will send you a direct deposit or a check or some form of a payment, or you send them an invoice, and they're able to pay that client's rent utilizing that client's SSI or SSDI. So that's one of the ways that you can get that done. Another way that we've been doing this year is what people don't realize is the stipend from the insurance companies. Our clients have been able to utilize that to offset their rent. So that gives them more money in their pocket for themselves. And then they can utilize the benefit that comes from their insurance company. So when we talk about, we don't take insurance money. We do. But there's a different way of doing that. So I think that's been pretty cool. And that's something that we've seen evolve over the past few years since COVID. That's been a new a huge recurrent incentive that's been happening for our residents with specific insurances that they do give them a stipend for their rent or payments, whether it's utilities or, extra groceries, stuff like that. So the residents are really benefiting from that. So thank you to all of the insurance companies that are really helping those that are in need.
Yeah, man. Big shout out to, and also kind of like to all the naysayers that said, Derek, insurance companies will never call y'all because y'all unlicensed. Big shout out to Humana, who always calls us for their clients. Big shout out to, what's that other one that's blue and got the little circle? But yeah, insurance companies call us too, y'all. So even though that this is what most people would call an unlicensed version, doesn't matter. Guys, housing is an absolute need everywhere in your city. I don't care where you live at. And if you just joined us, I want to show the Johnson family and the Perry family really quickly. So luckily for all of y'all, I'm going to show y'all what that beginning story was, because you guys just asked about it. They take there, what conditions did you see in the beginning? So if you just got here, we're discussing ILFs, and that's just an environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight.
Right.
But watch this. This is me now. Again, y'all, I'm y'all big brother. This was me many years ago in my social work office begging God to change my life financially, just like most of y'all. And remember I told you a lady was doing this in Rats and Roaches? And remember I told you that y'all weren't going to believe me, so I took pictures of it? These are some of the pictures that I saw, because I knew Johnson family, not you, Teal. There's another Johnson family. I knew that, not you either, Qatar. It's a bunch of y'all Johnsons. Y'all weren't going to believe me. Look at that burnt up kitchen. People were living in here.
Yeah.
Look at those beds on the floor. And this is the lady that I saw making $41,000 a month.
Yeah.
Look at the cinder blocks holding these beds up. Look at the banana box holding the guy fan. Look at the beds on the floor. How could you make 41 grand a month? You prayed for it, you begged God for it, and it changed your life. But you're treating people like this.
Or did they pray for it? Like, we don't know.
Can y'all put a thumbs down in the chat if you think this is the wrong way, or put a 0? Put a 0 in the chat if you think this is the wrong way. Because to me, the devil is a liar that you pray that God change your life and you knowingly know that your conditions aren't like this. And then you say out your mouth, she said, Derek, first of all, I ain't going to teach you how to do it. And second of all, they either sleep on this floor or they can go outside.
Yeah.
And then the rats and the roaches inside of it. Now, here goes some beautiful stuff of how Shay and I do it today. And I'll show y'all a bunch of that stuff. But I want to see how many zeros are in the chat for people to believe that think that what you just saw is the wrong way.
They're coming in.
Now, this is the right way stuff on screen. But Shay, you take over. I want to just go and see the chat.
So I want to talk about this because someone just actually asked, will this model work with a 2-bedroom bathroom house? Mm-hmm. My first ILF was a 2-2. And I loved it. It was called the Bijou, a small, quaint place. And I loved that place. Okay. It was perfect. I had a program that I was connected to, so it stayed full. Unfortunately, the property owner did not take good stock of the property, and it cost me more to continue the rental relationship because they wouldn't fix anything and we had to come in and constantly fix and repair. So if I could have had 4 of those Bijous like that, I mean, I loved it. It kept the
about the population you also have in that place.
So it was women. For the first year, it was women from your old workplace. There was a program that they were enrolled in, and I literally just collected rent. They had all case management services that would attend to the needs of the residents.
Women or younger women?
They were middle. They were between 26 and 40. They were in that age
when
range.
I pulled Shay from corporate America, when this thing got really big, I kind of just threw Shay into the housing because I was housing men and women separately. So when Shay came in, you kind of just took over women. Is that right, Shay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I loved that property because of the connection that was made and the business relationship that was made. That was easy for me.
Yeah.
Although I always still oversaw it because we were responsible for the actual asset. So I wanted to make sure that it was being upkept and stuff like that. And, I would go hang out with the young ladies and get to know them and so forth and so on. But then after that year and that program pretty much ended, my newest population that entered that was the women coming out of drug rehabilitation. That was fun. I'll say that. It wasn't bad. It was a great experience. I still have one of those women still with me today, and she's doing amazing. But like I said, that population type was unique, and it took a little bit more oversight. I went from having the oversight that was already tied into the other program to now having to be strictly oversight and available, right? Because this population of women are on the fringes, and any little thing can cause them to fall off the wagon and stuff like that. So my presence was more needed there, just as, and not even like case management or nothing like that. It was the friendship aspect. They needed somebody to talk to. They wanted somebody to connect with. And we saw a lot of pluses. We saw a lot of families come back together. We saw a lot of reunifications. We saw a lot of people end up leaving that house and going to be back with family and being successful. So that was fun for me. But we did have some women that did not stay sober, that did not remain sober. So you have to be vigilant in knowing, so again, back to that assessment. What is the drug of choice? What does that look like? And those were questions that I asked even the case manager as they were coming out. I got the hiccups of that facility, so that I knew what the drug of choice was. I knew what the personality or the way they carried themselves. How did they come in? Were they just always disheveled? Like, what was their makeup when using? Like, how did they respond and how did they act? And that's where I was able to now help them regain access back into a rehabilitation center. So that one was a little bit more hands-on, but I still enjoyed it. So it was never like, this is never a passive role. You don't want to ever play a passive role in your ILF unless you get it to a point like where, some of our houses are completely passive. Like, we just go and show up and drop off stuff and say, see you later. Or they call and put in a work order and say, hey, something's going on, right? But then there's sometimes where you have to be a little bit more connected. And I think as you start the ILF journey, you want to be more connected, because that way you're getting a better feel for the residents. You're seeing how the house is operating. You're seeing how the individuals are getting along. You're seeing if your assessment worked. You're seeing if your assessment has room for improvement, right? If you roomed Jane and Janice in the same room and they're polar opposites, how do you redirect that? How do you change that? How do you fix it without offending anybody or causing a rift in the house? So those are some of the things that I tell people all the time. The population types, they transition, right? They change from time to time. Like, my current population right now is some with mental health diagnoses, and there are the working individuals. I've got people that are just physically disabled, not mentally, but physically. And it's not that they're still independent, right? They're physically disabled, but still independent. Derek has someone in a wheelchair. I've got a young lady that, that uses a walker, that's in the process of getting home health, that's going to come into the ILF to render services. So there's a lot of different things that populations kind of transition on a regular basis. So you just got to be mindful of what your community's calling for. And I know that was a whole long answer to your question, but that's answered several questions, I'm sure.
It's good stuff. And that's why I want you guys to join us December the 10th, where we go a lot deeper. As you can see, we're cramming a lot of information in a short amount of time. So what I want to do is I want to finish up on something. We still have to take a commercial break, and then I want to answer some questions. So correct. Jennifer, if you can hear me, there's a lot of questions that are coming in. There's a way to save those. Can we bundle all of those questions up? So guys, if you're here live with us and you haven't asked your question yet, join us on our YouTube channel. That's where we are going to be able to see a lot of those questions. And again, if you just joined us, we kind of came off of showing the Johnson family and the Perry family, a lot of where this story came from. And very simply, I just saw a lady, y'all, as I was the social worker for 9 years on that job. And I saw a lady housing people in conditions like what y'all see on this screen. And y'all, it broke my heart. And rookie me, uneducated me, was like, Derek, why don't you just go and see what these places look like? Like, you got the addresses and you know where to go. because nobody would teach it to me. So y'all, I never saw the inside of these places all the years I had these jobs. But if you on YouTube right now, and if this don't break your heart, what you see on this screen, and also to know somebody was making 41 grand a month, I don't know what y'all make, and I won't ask you, and don't put it in the chat. But I bet you 95% of y'all don't make $41,000 a month. Look at that guy sitting on that bed and all that trash and junk, and what you can't see, the needles that are on the ground because he was diabetic. Look at that bed in those conditions, and you make 41 grand a month. So again, this is where all of this came from. And as I end it, right before I go to this commercial break, people often say, well, Darren, what was the straw that broke the camel's back? This one right here. When I realized that I sent a young lady to a place just like this and found out she was sleeping on the kitchen stove.
Yep.
And before you think I'm a bad guy, guys, remember, I never saw these places.
Yeah.
I had a job, a computer, and a legal pad. And most people we called never answered their phone. But the lady with the roaches that I later found, because I didn't know.
I'm gonna call her hot foot.
Her best ability, y'all, was her availability.
Yeah.
She was available.
We can call her hot
So
foot.
if you learn nothing else from this nasty lady that allowed this, you got to be available. Because as a social worker that had a job to do, and again, y'all, when I found out that this is where I was sending people, I said, oh, Shay, I got to get away from this job. Not only do I got to get in it, I also can't be a part of the problem.
Can you read that chat? Read the chat.
The one that's on screen? I'm a social worker, and these conditions are too common. Yep. People tell me they'd rather live like this. Oh, my God. She's quoting what I usually tell as a part of this.
And that's
story.
What the lady used to tell you.
Miss Brianna, are you new to us or have you been around a while? Because y'all, if y'all can see what's on screen right now, not my slide, but that comment, how do my older people hear me say this all the time, that the saddest part about this story of the lady sleeping in front of the kitchen stove? Y'all, that's why I put that slide there. That lady was sleeping in front of the kitchen stove, paying $750 a month. And again, if that don't break your heart, you on the wrong YouTube channel. The devil is a liar that we gonna treat people like that, and we actually making the money.
Yeah.
And whether you was or not, it makes you look worse that you making $41,000 a month.
And Brianna said she's new.
So
first of all, hold on, Brianna, thank you for your service, right? Because social workers are so undervalued, and they see the most. They encounter the harshest of conversations, situations, and so much more. So hats off to you, and thank you for what you do to help a population that's always misunderstood and underserved.
How long have you been a social worker, Miss Brianna?
And this is powerful because a lot of people hear you. We talk about this so often that a lot of people don't realize that, you know, these conditions, even though that like, it's sad because
especially when you make it
right.
Like that's
it's not like that's work. And that's why I'm lost for words, because you don't
like you're not trying to build it. Like this woman had plenty of houses.
Like people don't realize the houses have the potential to get messy. They have the potential to go a little left. But what do you implement to help make or enforce a clean, affordable living environment? You've got to continuously set the expectation. You've got to continuously advocate for the house to be a specific way. It's days that Derek and I go and push a mop and a broom.
Yep.
We'll go and scrub toilets.
Even though it's independent, sometimes you got to put your touch on it.
Yeah, like people don't realize, like it's like right now we're planning on going to one of your houses and painting the whole interior. Like there's things that you're going to do. Like we want our residents to take
somebody to do that one.
I know, but for the most part, like the guys.
But the point is, we're going to tighten it up. We're going to make it presentable. And remember, most of us don't own these places.
Yeah.
So, and that's a whole nother topic as well. But before we get too far, can y'all do me a favor? Because I just want to make sure that we're giving value. Put a number 4 in the chat if you feel like you're getting value from just this conversation of how we get paid. And then what I want to do is I want to come back from commercial break and I want to answer every question that you all have.
Yeah.
So even though I'm doing a masterclass December the 10th, where I'm going to coach for over 3 hours, it's going to literally be A to Z of how to get started and how to become it. Guys, literally put your questions in the chat in between Jennifer and Shay. If y'all can heart those, but put a number 4 in the chat if you guys are enjoying the information, and we'll be right back.
Hey, what's going on, family?
please make sure that you watch our webinar, which is the first step to getting started. So just text the phrase more info, MOREINFO, to the phone number 407-326-0086. Don't type it in the chat. Don't put it below. Text it to that phone number. That way you get that free webinar, but also it leads to a discovery call with me and my team to see how we can get you started. So again, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is it. Show me anything else to where you can make such an impact in your community, serve God, but also make a bunch of money doing it. We don't hide that. We want to make a lot of money doing what this is so that we can extend our hand in the community and continue to be the answer to affordable housing. Text more info to 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's get back to the show.
Hey guys,
all right, we are back, and you heard the guy. Text more info. So that way you guys get that introductory webinar, then a call with my team to answer any questions that you got. But I'll be honest, I love it when you bring the questions here. That call after that thing that you're gonna watch, that's like if you're ready to move forward. Bring your questions here. Yeah. So that way we can all learn together. So let's jump in the chat, and I want to answer questions.
The first question I want you to answer is, how do we collect payment? We talked about the types of payments, okay, but how do we collect those actual payments?
Actually, I'm gonna make it even better, Shay. I'm gonna talk about how I used to collect it, and she'll tell you the new wave. So they used to call me Hustle Man. Guys, remember, guys, for my new people, Shay tricked me to go to college. I was not this guy y'all know today. I always had a job, always had a hustle, always was doing something. And Shay was like, what you gonna do with your life? Tricked me to go to college, got a social worker job, and saw this vision. The rest is history. So in the beginning, when I didn't know what I was doing, y'all, the money was coming in so fast. I'll admit, guys, I just collected it by hand. I drove to all my people. I made them give me their debit card. And I would be at the ATM at 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning. Brrr.
It was ghetto.
Now, let me be honest with y'all, because I'm y'all new big bro, right? Today, I'm knowledgeable enough to know that was dumb. But somebody that was poor their whole life, and then when God let me get into this, it felt like I hit the lottery. And one of my rules was, if you lived in my place, I need your debit card on the 20th of every month. So when the first come, I ain't got to find you. Guys, I would have 30, 40 cards on me at an ATM. I'll admit, at the moment, that felt great. But as I growed in business, that was the dumbest thing I could have ever did. What that looked like me with an ATM with all these cards without my name on it, not no written permission like we got today to get that card and got written permission. Guys, I could have went to jail for that, even though I was doing a great work. So don't be a hustle man doing this. So back in the day, I picked up money by hand. Shay gonna tell you guys how when a woman get in it, how they neutralize us. Us guys, we gonna use to grind it out. We gonna muscle it out. I'll admit, Shay brought all the sweetness to this business. I just brought the hustle and the how-to.
Yeah.
Shay bought I'll use a better term in business. Shay bought the business side to this. She made it legal.
Yeah. So
talk to him, Shay.
It was ghetto. 15 houses with a total of about 60 something beds.
Yeah.
Close to 70 beds. And every first of the month, the day started at about midnight. And that was not safe, nor was it. It was just ghetto.
Because the clients get paid at 12:01 a.m.
Yeah, it was a mess. It was ghetto. So anyway, I told Derek, this is we are not doing this. So what we did is
not some money. Shay said, "What you doing? You crazy, boy? Not y'all. I was poor my whole life. When I got into this, I was like, ooh, and I'm helping people. Oh God, you are amazing.
But it was
Shay
not.
said, bro, you
that's not business. Like,
you finna go to jail, Derek.
For real. When you tell a cop we pull you over?
I'm just real with y'all.
Like, how, where's all this money coming from? I'm picking up rent. No, sir. Please exit the vehicle.
There you go, Whitney.
Right?
More professional.
So what we did is we implemented a payment processor, of course. So we get the payments automatically at 12:01 on the first, the third Wednesday, the third Wednesday of the month, whenever that client receives their payment. And we do that through our digital flow solutions platform with the integration of Stripe. Stripe honestly is, I tell people all the time, I got a message today on Facebook in my messenger, somebody trying to sell me another payment processor. I humbly decline. Stripe is super beneficial for any business owner because it benefits the customer as well as it does the business owner. And not only that, but because of the transaction history, Stripe, a lot of your payment processors, most of them offer business loans because they see the consistency in your payments, your transactions. So that's a quick way to obtain business funding, is by utilizing a payment processor and having consistent transaction history. And they literally loan off of your
Talk about that later. Don't get too mixed.
I don't know, but that's how we get the payments.
Yeah.
Fix that. So that's how we get our payments, utilizing Stripe and Digital Flow Solutions. So that is how we get our payments. Payment processors, we are not going around, Lord have mercy, being ghetto in the middle wee hours of the night, visiting ATMs and taking back cards.
Yeah, that was the old way, y'all.
Like, it was terrible.
But 10 of y'all write in the chat, Stripe as a payment processor. Do not get Square.
Don't get Square.
Sorry, Square, but Stripe, if y'all want to also promote us, we good with that too. But guys, Stripe will fight for you as the business owner, whereas Square is more customer friendly, right? So guys, get Stripe as a payment processor. And she whizzed by what Digital Flow Solutions is. That's actually our all-in-one system that runs any business that you have, especially the ILF. And what's cool about Digital Flow Solutions, and I want 10 of y'all to just go now while you're multitasking, go to digitalflowsolutions.net. That's the all-in-one platform that'll run this business. Most of y'all got a 9-to-5 job to where you're trying to feed your family, and you should be. But what if God put this in your heart and you're supposed to be doing this? Yeah. You can't answer your phone at your job. So we give you a system that completely automates this business. Shay and I today own 8 businesses because of what this one business did for us, which was our housing program. But how can we do all of that? First of all, God Almighty is first. If we don't keep God first, none of this is possible. It's all baloney. Right after that is softwares and systems. Yeah. And digitalflowsolutions.net runs any business, any industry, and it fully automates your business no matter what you do, from answering your phone, text messages, AI bots, the whole 9. And it's your website build out. And looking for you, we give it to you with our coaching. So whether you get my DIY at $997 or you get the one-on-one coaching at $4,997. And remember, in January, all that changes.
And even if you're not if you don't own or operate an ILF, right, and you just have a regular business, Digital Flow Solutions can meet all that needs. Like right now, I'm working with a tattoo parlor. I have doctor's offices. I've got restaurants, food trucks. We got a whole bunch of different entities that we serve with this platform. So just know that it's not just for the ILF owner and operator. This is just something that we partnered with. Forston Consultants has partnered with Digital Flow Solutions to provide all ILF owners and operators the access to a CRM system to help better provide services so that you're not like Mr. Man over here out there being hustle man at night with debit cards and trying to get your rent.
Yep.
All right. So next question was,
let's do it.
Wait, you just moved my question. Does this work in a small town?
Yep. Works anywhere in all 50 states. Wherever there's a need for housing, which is everywhere. This works everywhere, y'all. Like, this is one of those businesses. Now, I will admit, I won't sugarcoat this. Depending on where you live in, it may determine how fast it happens. But when it comes to affordable housing, I don't care where you live in. It's expensive. Yeah. And when you offer something like this, especially for a population that we serve and all the places I teach y'all to get these people from, like, if you don't make this work, you didn't try.
Yeah.
This is one of those businesses / ministries. If this don't work for you, either A, you weren't called to it, or B, you didn't try. Yeah. And all of us was called to serve people. So it's hard to say you weren't called to this. I don't know the original purpose God gave you, but some of y'all don't know your purpose. Until you figure it out, get into this. Because it still lines up with God's will. You're helping people. You're doing God's will. And the sprinkle on the top is the real estate piece, which allows you to create generational wealth.
Right.
My prayer is that I want to be the biggest giver at my church. I want to be the biggest giver in my family. I want to be the biggest giver in my city. How can I do that unless I make a bunch of money? So my prayer is always, God, I want to do your will. I want to help people, and I want to make a bunch of money doing it.
Yeah.
Because I can build the kingdom doing so.
Mm-hmm.
Derek didn't say that. It's in that good book. It says if I focus on God's will, God's plans, his ideas, all of these things will be added unto me. That's the stuff you want. This business is genius because it wraps up God's will, you doing it, and he blessed the socks off of your feet for doing it.
Yeah.
I don't think God is just so good to me and Shay because we so special. Nope, we just following the rule book. Derek, help my people. Derek,
Yes,
the
sir.
poor and needy will always need you. Derek, the displaced, the marginalized, they're going to be poor, Derek. They're going to always be among you. What you going to do? I gave you this thing called real estate. I gave you a vision of a girl making 41 grand mistreating my people. Why not you, Derek?
Yeah.
Tell y'all put in the chat, why not me? Back on you, Shay.
So whose name does the utilities go into? There was an answer from someone answered underneath the business name. So sometimes that's not possible, right? So your goal is to strive to get it in your business name, but sometimes there is like for us, one of the utility companies, they want you to jump through so many hoops that is not even worth it, right? When I say it's not even worth it, it is not even worth it. But you can go either route.
I can bargain with that one, but the lease, I'm not bargaining with that one. I want that lease to be in your business name. That's the more important question. Forget the utilities. Everybody write this down. And not to discredit her question because that's an easy one.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But you want the lease in your business name. So if your name is Tyrone Davis, not on that lease, it ain't. It's Davis Enterprise.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
And if they don't go for that, that ain't your house.
Right. Yeah.
Don't go to a $40,000 lawsuit like me. Guys, I wrote a whole book on that.
But we'll see. Y'all join December 10th, which is Wednesday. And we're talking all about that. Like, why is that so important? Why is that imperative to have that the lease in or the leasing agreement between you and the homeowner in your business name? So definitely text city to 407-326-0086. The next question was, does the area play a major part? And the reason why they go ahead, answer that first, and then I'll give the second portion of that.
Does the area
for the house? Mm-hmm. Does the area that the house is located play a big
It's kind of
part?
the same as the last question. I mean, it can, but ultimately, again, okay, so
because they have a 5-3 in the country.
Where are you located? Give me city and state.
They have a 5-3 in the country.
Yeah, because that's the same question, actually. No, it don't matter. I guarantee you, wherever you live, there's a homeless problem.
Oh, I didn't
so
know
that was the same question. So no, it don't matter.
And I'll just say
but
this.
Let me know in the chat still, because our coaching is in 40 states. So hardly ever y'all name a place where we're not. And I think Ebony said earlier, Hawaii or somewhere, but Ebony, you don't live there, meaning where you live. Most of our people that come here, they're within the 40 states that, and really we just made 40 because we've been saying 39 for a long time. So, but no, she's right. I'm not in Alaska and I'm not in Hawaii.
Right. So this question also is pretty much close to what you answered earlier. When we lease these rentals, do we have to go through the tenant verification or just go in as a business? So again, you want to be on the lease as a business.
Yeah.
You do not want to do this as a individual because again, when you get in your general liability policy, your person as the individual is not covered by the general liability policy. Your entity is. So that's why you want to make sure that your lease is in your business name. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep it going.
In Minnesota, I think that's what I saw. Yes, we're there too.
Yes.
So big shout out to Quelly, and there's another lady that's over there in Minnesota. But yep. So yeah, everybody put in the chat, what city and state are you guys in? Let me see if somebody will name a place where we're not. Like Washington, D.C. Yeah. I'm not there.
So
I don't have a client
Rena asked, what about QuickBooks? QuickBooks is actually great because you want to, if you're going to use QuickBooks, utilize the platform for its accounting and bookkeeping purposes as well. That makes you better prepared. If you're not somebody that knows how to manage it, get you a bookkeeper, because that's going to be beneficial for you when it comes to time for taxes. So yes, QuickBooks, you can use any payment processor, anything that has a payment processor associated with it. That is what you want to utilize. QuickBooks is actually a great idea.
To take payment?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they took payment.
Yeah,
cool.
I believe so.
But if you come on our coaching again, like we're going to give you guys the system, but I guess QuickBooks could still be a choice for their processor, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that actually.
I believe so. Yeah.
Cool.
So someone says, what if you already own the house? Perfect. You are 5 million times, a million ways ahead of the game.
You're the dream of most people in this room.
Right.
Okay. You just need to coach it now.
Yeah. So yeah, that's perfectly fine. We will go into a little bit more detail on the December 10th, because I would want to know from you, is the home in your personal name, or do you have it under an LLC entity or in a trust? That'll be my next question for you.
And then Monique says, Louisiana, what if you don't have a lease? Any suggestions on how to protect your investment? The first thing you're going to do is have a general liability policy, if I'm understanding you correctly, ma'am. That was, again, one of the mistakes that I made. So, guys, I went through a $40,000 lawsuit, guys, because I did do a lot of these things that we're talking about right now. No LLC in the beginning, no general liability policy. So when they sued me, I got double sued, right? So the person that made the allegation and then the person I was renting the house, like, guys,
it was
make sure you get a general liability policy. Yeah. And I don't know what you mean, Miss Monique, about what if you don't have a lease? Personal name, because I already own the home. Okay.
Yeah, so you don't need a lease. You own the property.
Yeah, you own the home.
And the fun thing about it is you can, like, let's say, it's so many things that you can talk about right here. Let's say you can write a lease to your business. I got you, Ebony. You get what I'm saying? You can write a lease to your business. And now your business has a lease with you, the individual. But again, I just would like to know more and coach more from a standpoint on if you own the house and it's in your personal name or under an entity.
Yeah, you still need a general liability policy, though, because even your homeowner's insurance don't mean the same thing.
Exactly.
So we get that question all the time. So I'll just answer that now, and I'll go over this on the 10th. If you own the property, you probably have homeowner's insurance. I hope you do. That's not the same as you having a general liability policy to run that business out of there. Which is going to be in your business name. Okay. Next question. Did we save any of like those older ones? Is Jen here or no?
No, Jen's gone.
Okay, cool.
So I live in the country and just found out there are homeless that live in the woods. I live in the country and yes.
That was the person that had at the house. She still didn't say city and state though. But yes, if you just figured it out, that's something I knew already, right? So that's kind of my point to that. Like, I don't care where you live, right? That's the beauty of this thing. It's a worldwide problem, affordable housing. And especially when you talk about the population we serve. Watch me break it down for people that are completely new to us again. Guys, we serve a lot of people that people turn their backs on. Most of them can't pass a background check. They don't have first, last, and security deposit. Guys, we're housing a population of people that they must come to us or it's the streets. We're that in between them getting a house and they can't, or them going to the street, which is likely. Mm-hmm. You're the savior to all of this.
Correct.
Boy, I hope that makes sense to a lot of y'all. So let's remove the fear as well. Some of this is just fear mongering, right? It's just fear, questions of fear. God didn't give us that, remember. No spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind, as I like to say, to make decisions. This is a goal. How many of y'all would say that you also been praying for something like this? As Shay gear up the next question, how many of y'all were either with praying hand emojis or put a number 3 in the chat that you've been praying to get into something just like this, helping people in real estate?
So the next question is, I have a home set up already for 9 beds since September. Initially, I want to gear towards re-entry, but found that I couldn't because of where I'm located. Now I need to shift, but struggling. So this is one of the things we always talk about, right? A lot of people get set on a specific population and they don't do the pre-work that's necessary. So I tell people all the time, don't be in such a rush to get a house if you're not out marketing and making connections and building connections. So now you end up in this lull where everything's coming out of your pocket, the overhead and the cost to run an empty home. So the goal is to meet the needs of the community. So if you haven't already secured your seat for the ILF masterclass, we need you there so that we can dive into this. We're going to have a whole segment of pure Q&A, and that will go after, of course, all of the education and training, and we're going to do some coaching in that as well. So again, you want to get out there, and the basic thing to do is meet with social service providers, right? Make sure you have a website. Make sure you have marketing material. Make sure you have a business phone line. Your best ability is going to be your availability. Show up. Don't just show up in your favorite t-shirt and, or collared shirt. Show up branded, and don't go empty-handed, okay? And not just taking flyers. You're going to take things like coffee and donuts and really connect with these individuals in the community. Find other nonprofit organizations that's goal is to combat homelessness. If you're not doing that, you're going to be stuck in this lull that you're in. So you've got to get outside of the four walls and don't overthink the process. A lot of people get into this and they overthink the process. And again, just make sure you're using the right verbiage. So if you haven't already, make sure you text the word city, CITY, to 407-326-0086 and join us on Wednesday night so we can go more in depth on the marketing aspect of this. We're going in depth on all things that you need when you are walking into the door of these places. How do you present yourself? What are you saying? What conversations are you having with what people? The conversation with the case manager doesn't sound like the conversation with the homeowner, right? So you want to make sure that you're talking the talk, and that you have all your ducks in a row, because let me tell you, most people will trust, but they are going to verify. Yeah. They're going to look for your organization. They're going to look for your articles of incorporation. They're going to look to see that you have a website or a social footprint on whether it's social media and all of that stuff, right? So you want to make sure that you're set up so that they can validate and verify who you are.
And also, guys, don't forget, we're live 7 days a week right here on YouTube. There is nobody else that you will find teaching this like this, especially at this volume. So, guys, 6 days a week is at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then Saturday is the only day that we go live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Mm-hmm. So if you remember it that way, Saturday is 10 a.m., but every other day, 7 p.m. Eastern. And I guarantee you, most of y'all learned more tonight and from our webinar that you haven't seen yet, and this masterclass that's coming, that's free, than probably stuff you paid for. Yeah. And if y'all are just to be a little honest, a few of y'all put in the chat, Derek, I did learn more tonight, bro, on stuff I paid for. We asked that last time, and a bunch of people responded to that. So, Shay, let's knock out at least 7 more questions, and we'll let the people go.
Is it not advised to own your own house?
Oh, yeah. If you can buy it, absolutely. It's just that 95% of people that meet us, y'all just can't go out and buy a house. Yeah. So if you're in that top 3 to 5% and you can go buy a house, please go do that. But if you can't, renting or leasing is the next best option.
Right. And it's quicker. You can acquire more assets. You can acquire more properties through leasing or arbitrage, the rental arbitrage method. So again, it's just up to you and your finances. We've got people that waited and said, you know what, we're going to take the coaching, but we're going to buy a house. They waited to they did all of the legwork, but purchased a home, and they're operating. And what I tell people all the time is, remember, if you own the property, 9 times out of 10, it is going to be a lot less. It's going to be inexpensive on the monthly than it would be for a rental. Because if you're an investor like we are, we do have other properties that we rent. The goal is to make a return on the investment. So you're not just paying the mortgage. We've increased the fee so that there's a profit for the homeowner. So think of that when you're going to lease a property, that homeowner has increased over what their mortgage is so that they can, of course, get a return as well, or gain a profit on that asset. So you're going to pay a little bit more. Well, it might be even kind of equal now, somewhat because of the market, but you want to look at both options. If you're financially suitable to go out and purchase, I would weigh the balance, count the cost.
And then Ebony stated, is there such thing as too many people? So it just depends on how the house is laid out, Ebony. So if you got a 6-bed, 2-bath, my math says you can do 12 people. But if I know your overhead and how you're set up, and if I'm your big brother, I'm not going to have you put 2 people in each room.
No.
Because you got so many rooms, and because you're going to get calls for private rooms, some guy going to say, Miss Ebony, I don't want to share no room. Ebony, I ain't shared no room since I was 45 years old with my stepbrother. I want my own room. So probably under my coaching, especially depending on what your overhead is, and I'll give you an idea whether you take my coaching or not, because I'm just nice like that. Probably 2 of your rooms, or maybe 3 of your rooms, are what I would call private. Them guys are by themselves.
Yeah.
And then the other 3 rooms got 2 people in it. Okay?
Yeah.
Next question. And Ebony, I'll see you on the 10th of December.
Yeah, Natalie Redden said, I've wasted plenty of money. And we hear that all the time. That's why we say trust but verify. Don't, please, guys, hear me and hear me wholeheartedly when I say that. A lot of people are coaching the model and calling it independent living facilities, but they've or independent living, and they have not gone through any vetting. They have not gone through any problems in this, and they can't coach you through issues. They can only try to coach you on setup and structure. That's about it. But when the rubber meets the road, they are nowhere to be found. So just be mindful of that. That is the whole purpose why we trademark this, because we come fully backed. We've got a slew of attorneys, accountants, tax advisors that are on our team. We're not just here talking the talk. We are walking the walk as well.
So Ebony, for $2,000 a month, that's what I would call a very low number for you having a 6'2". And I will stick with what I told you probably. Put in the chat city and state for me, but I can see your place already with 3 rooms with 1 person.
Yeah.
The other 3 rooms, 2 people per room.
It minimizes
put in the chat city and state, and let's go to the next question.
Next question. So when do I get my first house? Because I get tenants before I get tenants or after.
So you're going to do them simultaneously, but I'm real big on advertising first. So if you just go and get a house just because you met us today and it sounded good, you're going to be paying rent from your pocket for probably 3 or 4 months. So I'm real big on advertising something before it even happens. I'm real big on that. So I'll even give you a funny example that I always say. If you're going to start a fried chicken business tomorrow or in 3 weeks, I'm already talking about how great this chicken is and promoting it before I ever get the building or before I ever buy the grease or before I ever drop some chicken. I'm already talking about how great it is. So by the time I open, it's a natural flow into my business. So business 101, we want to advertise first like crazy.
And I say this.
And it sounds like this. And I do this all day long on the ILF Academy. Are you a social worker or a case manager needing clean, affordable housing for your tenants the day of discharge? Give us a call at Second Chance. We'd be glad to help.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm saying that way before I get a house.
So here's one of the biggest examples I always go to. How many of you live in an area where there's a new business that's being built? You see the construction sign, it is nothing but dirt and rubble. They are literally laying the foundation, but you see coming soon, Chick-fil-A, or coming soon, McDonald's, coming soon, whatever that business is. This is the same thing when it comes to any type of business. People have to know what you're attempting to do. So that way they know that it is coming soon. And you're now gathering that information of leads. You're generating your leads in that foundational phase. So you want to make sure that you are gathering that information. You have them going to a spot, which is the website, and they're filling out lead forms saying that they're interested in the housing. How do I sign up for your wait list? When can you come and see when can you come and meet with our case management team to give us information on how we can get started with you and placing people in your ILF or your housing program? So those are some of the things you want to make sure you're doing, that you are pre-advertising. Don't get a house and then you're stuck in this position of, oh my God, where are the people? Right? Is the case of build it and they will come. But when people state that, they don't realize that people are also marketing and they will come as well. So you're building and you're marketing at the same time, and then people will come. So you've got to make sure that your mouth is not closed at the same time as you're building. You've got to build and battle. And the building part is creating the entity, doing the things that needs to be in place before you start articulating this is what we're doing, but at that same time you're still letting people know what is to come and be on the lookout. And that's the battle that you're going to battle through the noise of community saying what you can't do, but you're going to still announce it because that is what you are still going to do. So I yield there.
Let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Did you know that we had a Facebook Academy and it's absolutely free? Text the word JOIN, JOIN to 407-326-0086 and join the rest of us. There's about 90 to 100 people joining that group a day. And it's like-minded people that want to do the independent living facility model. So make sure that you join it. And again, text the word JOIN, JOIN to 407-326-0086. And my team will send you the link to join that. Or just go to Facebook and type in the ILF Academy and we'll see you there.
Everything. We are back. We are back. Are we back?
We're back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we are simply just discussing independent living facilities, how to get paid, how to get started, and most important for most of y'all, December the 10th, absolutely free. It's going to be over 3 hours of hardcore teaching, and some of y'all are going to be able to leave your job by January.
Yep.
Type in the chat, I received that. If you're somebody that's kind of like me, to where you desire to leave your job, because I'm going to ask you in a minute, how many of you all got a great job, and you just say, Derek, I got a great job, bro. I ain't leaving my job. Well, you do both of them, and we're going to call you double up. But type in the chat, I receive it. If you do desire to leave your job and do what you think God has truly called you to, which is helping people in real estate. And back on Shay.
So next question, we're going to knock out a couple more questions because I want you to save your voice. The next question is from Monique Wagner. What if I don't have a lease? Any suggestions, Miss Wagner?
I thought we read that already.
You can get a lease. And how do you protect your investment? You make sure that you have insurance on your investment. And again, the reason why I'm going back to this question is because I want to give a little bit of clarification. Because you own the asset, that goes back to like that other question that was asked earlier about owning the property. You want to make sure that if you're going to do business from the property that you own, that the property is not in your personal name. You want to make sure that the property is under an entity so that the property is covered and it's separate from you, the individual. And then you're going to start another business that you would run the ILF out of. So now that business and your house that you own is under another business and you just operate the two businesses. So now you're limiting your personal liability. So again, you can get a lease from anywhere. There's a lot of documents where you platforms, including AI, that can help you write your standard lease agreement. FormSwift is another website that has legal documents. What's that other one that does? There's a lot of platforms. You can get Legal Shield that will provide documents for you at a monthly cost.
What kind of documents are you referring to?
For a lease. For her personal lease, for the lease to her house. So there's a lot of ways that you can do that. Okay. Let's go. If you own and haven't met 1 year. So, okay, this is an interesting question. If you own and haven't met 1 year to qualify for homestead exemption, can you still start? So first and foremost, I think you have a misunderstanding of homestead exemption.
Yeah, that has nothing
to do with anything like this. That means you've got your
age. This, ma'am.
Don't, right? So homestead exemption
is your house.
That is right. So that is something that you need to do a little bit more research on. I am not going to give you that advice on this forum. That is something that I would go a lot more in detail with because there'll be a lot of questions and a lot of educating you in the process of homestead exemption. So you want to make sure that you're doing, you own your personal home. You're probably a first-time home owner. That helps qualify you for homestead exemption. Homestead exemption should have been signed as soon as whatever county or city you're in. You should have signed up for that with your with the people that you need to sign up with, because I'm not in the right mindset to teach or train on that right now, but you want to make sure that you're signed up for your homestead exemption with your tax collector's office. That's what it is, or your city office. And that should have been done, because if it's not done by the 31st, you will miss out. So make sure if you are a first-time home buyer, you need to sign up for that immediately. But again, that does not interfere with this, and it's not synonymous to the ILF model, if that makes sense. So I'll leave that there. I'm sure you're nope, not that one. That was who do you all recommend for general liability? There's a lot of businesses. That's coaching that goes into that as well. And I don't want to spend
on the 10th actually. So,
yeah, because that's going to be real education. Like we've got to dig into that, not just saying, hey, this is who you go to for general liability. There's a whole process
what to say
involved in that.
So yeah,
because if you don't have the right language, you can be identified as the wrong
we go over that actually deeply, because if I just say something, somebody gonna take it the wrong way and it won't work. December 10th, I'll give that away.
Do you require the tenants to have some form of medical insurance to attend the housing program?
Nope. No. So nope, not at all. As long as they got that rent money. Next question.
What is the minimal amount required for general liability policy? It depends on the company, and it depends on the number of it depends.
Actually depends
how many houses, right? What city and state you're in, how many houses do you have? And all of that stuff. So it all depends. It can start as little as $180 a month to as high as, I mean, we've paid a lot because we've had over 70 plus
also
beds.
Matters because, like, again, in California, it's not going to be as low as it is in Alabama. So that'll come from the person when I give y'all who to speak to and what to say, they're going to tell you that. Okay. Rhonda says, at my local hospital, do I speak to social workers or case managers? Both. Mm-hmm. And we're going to cover that December 10th. That's the easy one, Rhonda.
I live in Dallas, Texas. So is it important to get a house on the bus line? It is important.
Already too.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah, because I'm in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, so it is. Let's make it out loud.
It's preferred, but it's not a deal breaker.
Right. Exactly, because there are things you can do to help.
I want to do a bunch of these before we go, Shay. I want to.
What if you can't pass a background check?
I'm sorry.
What if the individual can't pass a background check?
A lot of them can't, and that's where we come in.
But I'm asking: is that for is that the person that's being housed, or is it the individual looking to get a house, to acquire a house to start an ILF? So if it's the client that can't pass a background check, we're used to that. 90% of the population we serve can't and won't pass a background check. So we know that. But if it is you, the individual that is looking to start an ILF and you can't pass a background check, that's why we say go for utilizing a business entity to acquire the asset. All right, you're excited, and I see you.
I don't know why.
I said you, and I know what you're singing.
So just in case if we missed your question, go ahead and type it in again. I want to make sure that we wrap up all of the questions.
I'm looking. I think,
and then make sure that we also drive you guys back to the December 10th event where I'm going crazily deep. I usually stay for about an hour. Obviously, I'm way over tonight, so forgive me. I hope you guys have super enjoyed this. And then while we gear up probably 4 more questions, let's get a quick word from my twin brothers, David and Dennis.
Hey, Dennis, when is the next time you guys going to have some kind of event where I can learn more about this ILF? David, that's actually a great question. And lucky for you, December the 10th is our next class, actually. And I'm calling it the ILF Masterclass. And really, I'm only doing this for the ILF Academy. So, David, if you're not a part of the ILF Academy, make sure you join it because it's free. And there's no travel because it's all online. So I'm going to drop a link below, but I'm also going to guide you to how to do it. So make sure you go to the ILF Academy, which is our free Facebook group, and I splattered it all over that group so you can't miss it. So that's pretty cool in how you guys are going to have this masterclass, but you still go live 7 days a week on your YouTube channel. I think that's pretty cool. David, as you know, there's nobody that teaches this independent living facility model like us, right? We go live 7 days a week on our YouTube channel at 7 p.m. And then we have an ILF Masterclass coming up December the 10th. And don't forget, David, we are also the trademark owners of the independent living facility model. We trademarked it, we made it up, and we're the ones to teach it. So don't be fooled by these other fake people that you see pretending to teach it.
All right, we are back. Did y'all see my two brothers? Now that David is an absolute clown, y'all. Like, he trying to get his life together. Dennis is real sharp and he knows stuff. He went to the ILF University. So Dennis is on it. He's like me. But that guy David, y'all pray for him. Yeah. But other than that, let's knock out about 4 more questions, Shane. Right, and again, I want to just thank y'all again because A lot of y'all stayed the whole time.
Right.
So I want to say thank y'all, because there's a lot of choices of where y'all could have been on these internet streets, and y'all stayed here. So I want to say thank each and every one of you guys for being here with us tonight. Shay, back on you.
So that other question about the house not being able to pass the background check as the business owner, I'm gonna let you knock that one out. Unable to pass. What if they're unable to pass the background check as the business owner?
Oh, that's also no problem, but it's just that some people are not going to like that.
Right.
Well, one of my most successful students did 15 years in prison, felony background, no job won't hire him. In fact, he'll probably be speaking in one of these master classes soon, right? So big shout out to my guy Jay. Jay did 15 years, y'all, and he ain't afraid to talk about it. Like, he want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because again, his whole story is that, made some bad decisions like some of us do in life.
Mm-hmm.
It just happened to cost him 15 years of his, though. Got out, nobody want to give him a job. He got into this.
Mm-hmm.
Now we ain't got to ask nobody for nothing. So again, watch this, and I'm going to go deeper on this on the 10th. Most landlords don't care nothing about your setup, your background. They want to say, how are you going to pay this rent? They want to know how you're going to pay the dadgum rent.
And that language.
So when I teach y'all the language and the lingo of what to say to assure that guy, that's how you get the yes. He don't care about you went to jail 3 years ago. How you going to pay this rent? Because remember, he got a family to feed too.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you pay that rent, he can feed his family.
That part.
I hope that makes sense.
Since my home is in my name, can I just lease it to my company? Absolutely, you can. But to be safe, I would tell you again to get that house out of your name to limit your liability. Next. I
just realized, like, I keep saying the 10th, y'all, but I'll be honest, I just realized, like, that's 2 days away. Like, that's fast.
Yeah.
Somebody just said, I am just getting anxious. I'm like, why? To dive into it, can we just skip Tuesday? Who was that?
You must have been like,
Miss Lorraine. I'm like, you just made me anxious because I keep saying the 10th. I didn't realize that was in 2 days. But I'll admit, y'all, this is what I do, so it ain't nothing. So I'm actually even more excited now.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why you probably started dancing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Lorraine, I appreciate that.
Do you have space where homeowners are willing to allow their home to be an ILF? Yes, we do. Yeah, and that's going to be a new thing that we're doing as well. Yeah, we do. You can contact our team.
ILF Academy that be offering their house.
Yeah, we've got people in the ILF Academy, but we tell you don't do it there. Come, let us know. You can text 407-326-0086. Let the team know that you're looking to partner with an ILF owner, and you have an asset that you're wanting to rent. That's the best way, because we can actually vet that individual and make sure that they're getting the right coaching, right? We want to make sure that they're set up to maintain your asset. Someone said, I receive it.
Oh, a lot of them came in. In fact,
can my virtual caregiving service be used with and for the ones who would like to use my services? I would like to do an ILF. Virtual caregiving. That's interesting.
She's a nurse or something?
As long as I would say,
give us a little bit more
give us more context on that.
And then just answer the one from Miss Darby. She says, also, if a person is getting SSI, can they do ILF? Meaning, actually, like if you're getting it?
Yeah.
So that's an interesting question, because we got asked that one before. I do know that if you all make a certain amount of money in a year, that'll cut off your check.
Yeah.
So you need to weigh that balance. And if you was under my coaching, I would go probably much deeper, but I don't want to give such a broad answer. Just consider what that would do to your set income you already have. Now, if you're willing to lose that because you're going boom, 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 boom,
right?
Do you, right? But other than that, I would need more context too about your life, your family, how you're set up. It's hard to give you a concrete answer on that.
Yeah. I wish I could attend December 10th, but I will be working. Harold, don't you worry about it. We will be having some more, so stay tuned, stay connected.
And that replay is actually going to be in a new group that I hadn't even talked about yet. So
yeah, so be on the lookout for that, because there'll be a new group that gives you access to all of our replays. Also, if a person is getting it, you already answered that. Hello, fam. Just got in from teaching class at my gym. Love you. I
have a question real quick. It's a few of y'all still here. If you guys would have paid $5 to join this tonight, would you all feel like you got your money worth? Not $500, because I think it's worth $500. But if I were to charge y'all $5 for this tonight and still asking if you got questions, would you guys feel like, just type the word yes? Or if you say no,
or what if they can have this right?
I got tough skin. Put no. Yeah, but if you thought this was worth at least $5, Type the word yes in the chat.
I got a yes. I got another
I just
yes.
want to see, Shay.
We got 2 yeses
Because
so
I got
far.
a new idea about something. I just want to see, was this worth at
3
least
yeses?
$5?
3 yeses so far.
Because I got stuff that's 20 grand, 5 grand, 1,000. I got ebooks at 20. But if I were to charge, I don't see a no yet. If I were to charge y'all $5 for tonight, would y'all feel like you got your money's worth and it was worth it? I don't see no no's yet. Thank y'all. I appreciate that.
So let's get these last few questions because it
Perfect.
is time to wind down,
Perfect.
sir. How do you feel about single rooms only? I don't make money, but veterans want privacy.
I actually love that model. And if Tia Johnson is here, that's all she does.
Yeah.
So some of our people, according to how you got that place, meaning if you own it and your overhead real low, but most of us that rent it, we can't afford to do one person per room because the rent too high.
Yeah.
So a person that usually asks that question, you probably own your property. And I would say absolutely, because my number one rule is, or excuse me, one of my favorite rules is less people, less problems.
Absolutely.
So if everybody got their own room, what are we fighting about?
Exactly.
What
dirty
we arguing
dishes,
over?
Dirty dishes.
So
Derek didn't take out the trash. No, I'm just joking. Do you charge differently for rooms with attached bathrooms differently than shared? Absolutely, we do. You just have to know your overhead and how to balance that. But yes, we do. Every model is different. All right. Read that one already.
I wish I could get the $9.97 for $100. I have access to all the legal forms. Me too.
Do you run into legal problems having an unlicensed home? No.
No, I'm not. Now, when I didn't have insurance and didn't know what I was doing, yeah, but now my city begged for this product now, right? And my same city told me years ago, you can't do this without a license. Now they beg for it. So
someone said, now that I know it's useful, now that I know it's useful for sure. Yes. Yeah.
What's that?
That person's vetting. They're doing exactly what we tell them. Talking about the content, the information.
Oh,
said, now that I know it is useful for sure. And this is what we tell everybody, please vet anybody, and also let us know if you see anybody using independent living, because they're not allowed to, that they're trademark infringing.
Yeah, guys, in fact, let's stand on that for 2 seconds, right? Now, for some of y'all that's new to us, you never heard us say this, but here we go. Shay and I are the trademark owners of the ILF model. And for years, we never bothered people if they was using it, coaching it, saying it. We were just being kind of, I'll call it, that was not smart. But being so lenient and passive and just being nice. But now, we're not playing the radio on that. So if we see somebody acting like they coaching this, calling it this, I don't care if they change the name of it and still coaching this, they're going to have to see us, meaning our legal team. Because we trademarked it. No different from it. You can't go start a fried chicken company right now and call it Popeyes. You can't name it KFC. And you can't go start a burger company and call it McDonald's. Neither can you steal the sauce from that burger from that Big Mac and take that somewhere and use it. Same thing.
Yeah.
So we've been sending out, and some people this week and next week gonna receive a cease and desist. Somebody gonna knock on your door, right, and tell you stop it or else. And that's kind of the nice way. So this is our kind of announcement. If you call yourself teaching this, you're going to get in trouble. Because first of all, you probably don't know what you're doing and you lead a bunch of people the wrong way.
Yeah. We've
trademarked this thing. So you need to call it something else and do something different. Because some of y'all mocking me and using my exact verbiage. That's what's crazy.
The stuff that
and my team is finally saying, Darren, look, this girl talking just like you.
It's wild.
Like, it's crazy that you won't even put your own originality on it.
It is
Some
wild.
of y'all using my quotes.
Love God, love people, love real estate.
I said, oh my God. So again, guys, I'm a nice guy, but this is just about business. So again, I won't start a burger company and call it Burger King, and neither will you start something like this and call it ILF, independent living, independent housing, none of that stuff, because it falls still under what we do.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way,
explain,
if you don't believe it, please go to the USPTO.com and look who name you see under the independent living facility model and the coaching language and the to-do of it. It's called USPTO.com. Call me a liar if you get there and don't see my name.
But anyway, back to questions. Previous question from Karen. I have a 3-bed, 2-bath, a list of 20 individuals. How would you set the rates?
I set the rates by what my overhead is and what kind of the norm is in my area.
Yeah.
So if I go get a house for $2,000, first of all, I got to pay this rent and lights and water. I'm also going to set my rate by what most people are used to. So December the 10th, I'm going to tell you how to charge.
Yeah,
I'm going to go through the whole thing of how do you vet the area and what people are doing in your area. How can you be competitive, maybe lower as long as you're still profitable, or do you need to be higher because you offer such a great product? So I go over all of that in the masterclass. Yeah. Jay?
How are you all meeting with social workers?
2 more questions and we'll get these folks out of here.
How are you all meeting with social workers? My emails and phone calls are not being returned. Consistency.
Yeah, consistency.
And you got to show up.
Show it up.
Just go.
And my biggest secret, show up with coffee and donuts.
That part.
I was a social worker for 9 years. When you came to my place talking about you want to talk to me, I told my front desk, hey, take her card and we'll call her later. I never got to it. But the lady that brought the coffee and donuts, I'll admit, like, that's who gets the attention. So if you want to know a real big secret of our coaching, we keep God first and we go nowhere empty-handed.
Correct. Yeah.
We always bring gifts because everybody in your city going, me, send me clients. I got a house. What have you said, man? Thank y'all so much for the great work that y'all do here. Coffee and donuts on me today. Y'all got a tough job and I understand it. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, if you need housing, my program is called Darby Solutions.
Yep.
Makes sense, man? So coffee and donuts and keeping God first. The software system that we use is called Digital Flow Solutions. I'm going to say that 3 times so that y'all can type it in at your own leisure. We use something called Digital Flow Solutions.net.
Ooh, my book.
So I don't care if you're a chef, you a dog groomer, you're a mechanic, you a nurse, doctor, chiropractor, you own a daycare, you need a website presence.
Correct. Not only a website, it's
our coaching, whether DIY or one-on-one, we give you the platform.
Yes.
Your website build out, your CRM system, your phone line, the AI bots, the thing that answers your phone while you at your job trying to feed your family.
90% of the people in here tonight,
Digital Flow Solutions.
They text or they did something to our system. That is Digital Flow Solutions. Our team's not working. They're not texting you back. That is all automations that are responding to you. That AI phone agent, if you go and ask it a question, it will answer it. It would answer your question. So that is what we're talking about when we're talking about Digital Flow Solutions. It's amazing.
So last question for the night would be, do these people typically have cars? Now, I'll give 2 examples, and I'll let Shay go and I'll go. For me, no. Shay?
Yes.
So it just depends on who you're housing.
Right.
If you pull up to one of her places, the whole driveway full. None of my guys got a car. None of them.
Not a one.
So we depend on the local bus system.
Yeah.
Shay, what's your story with your people?
My ladies,
why they got all these cars in your driveway?
They got cars.
Different population.
Right, different population. And that's just been a thing for me. So my ladies do have vehicles. And again, they've set up a process of how they maneuver to leave to go to work and not park on my grass. Can you please stay off my grass? So they've got their own way of doing things. So they've set it up. So that's without me having to intervene. So yeah.
So I just put Digital Flow Solutions in the chat. I'm also going to put it on the screen because I want you guys to be able to see it. And then I want to get another quick word from David and Dennis. Y'all take it easy on my brother David. Hey, Dennis, I got a question about just some general information, right? If I need to know just some general stuff, like how to get started, like do I need zoning where I live at? There's a lot of things that I'm just getting into it. So where is my first starting point if I was to ask you? David, man, you're such a character. And what's up with this get up you got on today with the hat and stuff? Anyway, the first step to getting started, big bro, is you texting the phrase, just this one word, text info, that's INFO, to the phone number 407-326-0086. Don't text it in the chat. Don't comment below. Don't send it to me. But just text the word info to 407-326-0086. Because, big bro, that's going to give you our introductory webinar to show you exactly what is an ILF, how do you get started, and what all of these thoughts that are in your head. That webinar is going to answer most of your questions. Does that make sense? So one more time, you just text info, INFO, to the phone number 407-326-0086. And after you watch it, my team actually going to give you a call to answer all your questions. And then I still want you to come to YouTube 7 days a week at 7 p.m. Eastern to soak up all of this information. All right, we are back. And the last question before we pray you guys out of here, I keep it real. Yes, the CRM does come with the $997 plan. And guys, what she's talking about is the DIY. And guys, I'll admit, the only difference between the DIY and the one-on-one, the DIY don't get me. The one-on-one does, but the material is the same. So it's for people like Jermaine Mills and a bunch of other people that bought the DIY that they never get a chance to talk to me. They're not being coached by me. But because we give y'all everything in y'all portal, paperwork, documents, all the coaching, it's just on video. You just can't call me. The one-on-one people can call my phone. Like, that's how that's been for the last, 8-9 years. In January of next year is probably the first year, guys, where I'm going to probably move away from a lot of the one-on-one coaching, right? So we'll be going to more of that group style. But the cool part about it, I'm going to still meet with y'all probably every 2 weeks. And most of my one-on-one people don't meet with me every 2 weeks. It's further out. So y'all going to still probably get me more than the people that get the one-on-one coaching because sometimes they just don't need it. But the group coaching, I'm coming in there probably twice a month just to make sure you guys get it because some people are going to join at different times. So the cool part about us, even when you buy the coaching, I'm immediately going to give you our portal, which got all the documents, all the paperwork, all the coaching. So some of y'all like to go ahead of me or ahead of the group. You go right ahead and then bring your questions back to the group. So that's what next year is going a lot to. So if one-on-one coaching just turns your fancy, make sure you get in this year. Because in January, because for the last 9 years, I've been dedicating my life to one-on-one coaching. And I'll admit, y'all, it sucks up my whole life. Yeah. So for the first time ever, we probably going to kind of get away from that. We're getting real big. We're just growing so much. We're hiring coaches. So a lot of times here in the future, people may not even get me, right? I can't be everywhere at all times. And I called this out 9 years ago. I said, God, one day you're going to bless me so good. I'm going to have to hire coaches. Guys, I'm walking into that.
And it's a powerful
some of y'all, that's kind of y'all problem. You think you're going to get into this in 9 weeks, you're going to be it. Sometimes it takes 9 years. Are you willing to stay in it? Because some of y'all been on your job 4 years,
come on, Derek.
5 years, 10 years, 18 years. Why not give this thing 6 to 9 months of your life? Because that's what my real coach says.
Right? Give
me 6 to 9 months of your life. And between God and I, we'll change it. If you do the work, you give me 6 to 9 months. And I can show you a lot of people do it in 30 days, 60 days. But maybe that's not your testimony. But my challenge to all of my people, 6 to 9 months. You either keep your job or you walk away from it. The choice is yours. My name is Derek Forston, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope tonight you learned more from me today on a free forum than something you probably paid for. Now, truth be told, you probably still need the one-on-one coaching. But don't you decide that it don't pay me nothing until you come to that masterclass. Because that's the day that I should prove to y'all whether you should pay me or not to be your coach or the DIY. If I don't prove it tonight, then on the 10th, don't you buy nothing from me. You just show up 7 days a week and soak it up for free. Because one thing about me, I got something for everybody. I got something for that guy that said, well, why you feel like you got to charge for the information? Well, join me 7 days a week on my YouTube channel. It's free.
That part.
No cost to you at all. Just cost you your time, which some of y'all are finding a hard time to figure that out too.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that.
If you want your life to change, you got to find the time to make this work.
Yep.
Me as your coach, it'll itch my skin for you to say, well, Derek, man,
I ain't got no time to do that.
I can't find the time to go meet with them social workers. Really? That's the whole fun.
Hold on. But you'll take a PTO day to go frolic at the beach.
Okay. Anyway, God bless y'all tonight. I love y'all. Like a fat kid loves cake. I'm going to pray you guys out of here. Very, very simple. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ever ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. You guys be great. I love y'all. We're going to probably play one more commercial, and then I'm going to get you guys out of here.
Hi, beautiful people. My name is Tiffany, and I'm the founder and executive director for Upward and Onward Jacksonville, Inc. First, I want to congratulate you for joining the ILF Masterclass, as this is your initial step, your first step for creating impact. So I came under Forston Consultants going on 2 years now, and I love it because their mentorship and their coaching is head on, side by side. They stay with you from the beginning And still now, even with me having multiple ILFs, they're still providing their coaching, their skills, and their knowledge, and just their support overall. They help with forms. They help with teaching you how to communicate with those property managers for the facilities, and also those social workers, just giving you that extra push, those extra nuggets that you absolutely need to be successful in the ILF community. So I would like to say, come on over. Come over. We would love to have you. And just like my brother and sister stated, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is the place for you. You will not regret it. You will love it, but you have to do the work. You have to do the work. And also with the CRM, don't tell Derek, but yes, I'm still working. He cringes when I say that, but I'm still working my 9 to 5, but only because of their CRM, that comes with their mentorship, has allowed me to actually still be in a space that I love in my community, doing social work. I am a social worker, with doing these things, and also being impactful with housing. So come on over. We would love to have you. Don't think about it. Do not, because you're going to think yourself out of it. But, pray on it for sure. And we'll love to see you over with the ILF family. Talk to you later.
Hey, everybody. My name is Jermaine. I've been with Derek and Shay for about 4 months now. I got my first property within a month and a half or so of being under their coaching. I have a 6-bedroom house. I got all the rooms filled already. I'm charging $800 a month. You guys do the math on that. Derek and Shay don't like to talk about the money, but me, I'm a numbers guy. But the coaching is fantastic. Like, you will not lose. You will not lose. Please make the decision. Getting this coaching, whether it's the DIY or the 101 coaching. If you can do it with the DIY without talking to Derek every day, then go for it. But if you can do it and you need somebody to hold your hand, you need to call Derek whenever you need him, then I suggest you get the 101 coaching. It's been the best decision of my life, man. I'm telling you, get with it, and get ready to fire your boss, because it's going to happen. Thank y'all. Peace.
I hope you guys are enjoying the information. If you want more information just like this, what you're hearing now, make sure you text the phrase more info, and don't put it in the chat. Text it to this phone number. Text more info, that's MOREINFO, to the phone number 407-326-0086. We're going to give you our complimentary webinar, and then that leads to a complimentary call with me and my team to talk about how fast can we get you started. Let's get back to the show. Did you know that we had a Facebook Academy and it's absolutely free? Text the word JOIN, JOIN, to 407-326-0086 and join the rest of us. There's about 90 to 100 people joining that group a day. And it's like-minded people that want to do the independent living facility model. So make sure that you join it. And again, text the word JOIN, JOIN, to 407-326-0086, and my team will send you the link to join that, or just go to Facebook and type in the ILF Academy, and we'll see you there. Hey, what's going on, family? Please make sure that you watch our webinar, which is the first step to getting started. So just text the phrase more info, MOREINFO, to the phone number 407-326-0086. Don't type it in the chat. Don't put it below. Text it to that phone number. That way you get that free webinar, but also it leads to a discovery call with me and my team to see how we can get you started. So again, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is it. Show me anything else to where you can make such an impact in your community, serve God, but also make a bunch of money doing it. We don't hide that. We want to make a lot of money doing what this is so that we can extend our hand in the community and continue to be the answer to affordable housing. Text more info to 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's get back to the show. Hey, what's going on, family? I hope you guys are enjoying this show. But just in case you was wondering, how in the world do we rent these properties or lease them? And what does the conversation sound like that we're telling the homeowner to convince them to rent their house to us? That's one of the biggest things in this business, and I want to give it to you. So text the word purpose, PURPOSE, to to the phone number 407-326-0086. And we're going to give you the exact guide to what we say, how do we dress, how do we find them, everything you need to know in terms of to get your first property. We put it in the ebook. And again, it's called The Pursuit of Purpose and Profit. Text the word purpose to 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success. We figured out your problem. You have a great business or a great business idea. You just don't have a website. So visit digitalflowsolutions.net and get the best website in the world for only $97. And then you just pick your monthly plan. Let's get back to the content. Hey, what's going on, family? Are you somebody that needs some help in your life or your business? Are you somebody that has a lot of ideas, but you can't quite get them out? You probably need a virtual assistant, guys. And again, at $5 an hour, that's an absolute cheat code for you, your life, your family, and your business. Because oftentimes these virtual assistants, guys, can do a lot of what we can't. And they often come with a bachelor or a master's degree. So when it comes to the educational side of it, guys, these VAs are, again, the cheat code to everything that you're probably looking for. Most of you guys have a full-time job, so it's hard to kind of implement a lot of the ideas that God is giving you or the ideas that are in your heart. You should be visiting va101.co to get a virtual assistant that can help you in your life and your business and get some of these ideas out of your brain onto paper and then to implementation. One more time, visit va101.co, not .com, but va101.co, and get a virtual assistant, guys, for $5 an hour. It's the cheat code, and it'll be the best decision that you ever made. I promise.
Hi, everyone. My name is Faith. I am the founder and owner / CEO of Credos Foundation, located in Hollywood, Florida. I started this journey just a little bit over a month ago. And when I started, I had nothing. I had no property. I had no referrals. I had no leads. All I had was a vision. And my vision was very clear. I knew that I wanted to do this ILF project, and I wanted it to be done the correct way. I knew for me, it was more than just an opportunity to make money. For me, it's a ministry for me. Giving back is a ministry for me. And so I wanted to make sure I did it the right way. The coaching that I've received from Shay and Derek, coupled with the Digital Flow Solution team, has been priceless. I have listened to everything they've told me to do, and I've done it exactly the way they said I should do it. If I had any questions, I would reach up, and waited until I got an answer before I proceeded. Because for me, I didn't want to make the mistakes, like Derek would say, the mistakes that they made. And so as coaches, they're here to make sure that at least my mistakes are minimal, or at least I don't repeat the same mistakes they did. So for me, doing the coaching has been the best decision I ever made. I'm looking forward to my first property in the next 30 days. That's my goal, is to open my first property in the next 30 days. And with this coaching that I'm receiving and my VA that has been on point with my social media and handling all the back end thing, I know for a fact within the next 30 days, I will be opening my first property in South Florida. Wherever God leads, I'm going to go. Thank you, Shay and Derek, for the opportunity to do this and to share with others. Have a blessed one, everyone.
I hope you guys are enjoying the information, and we super appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget, though, if you want to be an affiliate of what we do to get 40% of it, make sure you guys text the word affiliate to 407-326-0086. And remember, I pay 40% of whatever you sell. What's going on, Dennis? When the next time you guys going to have an event? I saw something on Facebook that you guys posted, didn't get a chance to read it all. I know I kind of be hit and miss, but I saw something about a class that you guys are going to be doing. What's that all about? Hey, what's going on, David? As I can see, big bro, you still remain to be a little bit of a knucklehead. Where have you been? Anyway, don't even worry about it. December the 10th, big bro, we're going to teach you guys how to start your own independent living facility. You've been dreaming of this, David. Now is your time. We're in the last quarter, and I want to see you successful. So join us via the web. There's no travel involved. It's going to be via the web. So I'm going to drop the link below. Click on it. Sign up, and we'll see you December the 10th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And I know you're going to cover it, big bro, but what in the world is an independent living facility anyway? David, remember, an ILF is simply an environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight, not a group home. Hey, what's going on, family? Please make sure that you watch our webinar, which is the first step to getting started. So just text the phrase more info, MOREINFO, to the phone number 407-326-0086. Don't type it in the chat. Don't put it below. Text it to that phone number. That way you get that free webinar, but also it leads to a discovery call with me and my team to see how we can get you started. So again, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is it. Show me anything else to where you can make such an impact in your community, serve God, but also make a bunch of money doing it. We don't hide that. We want to make a lot of money doing what this is so that we can extend our hand in the community and continue to be the answer to affordable housing. Text more info to 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's get back to the show.
Have you ever wanted to open your own group home? Were you told that you needed a license from the state? Were you told that you had to hire staff? You were probably told that you had to own the property, right? Let Forston Consultants introduce you to Independent Living Facilities, ILF, which are group homes that do not require a license, staff, and you don't have to own the property. At Forston Consultants, we walk you through the entire process of how to operate your own independent living facility. We don't just give you a bunch of videos to watch on your own, which could get confusing. Here is what you need to do next, in this order. Step number 1, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Forston Consultants for tons of secrets on how to start your own independent living facility. Step 2, sign up for our webinar at forstonconsultants.com to learn more about this great opportunity. Step number 3, purchase our best-selling book, How to Open an Independent Living Facility in 10 Easy Steps. Step number 4, contact us for your free consultation so you can quit your boring job in the next 90 days.